On today's episode of How It's Automated. Automated wiring. Automated wiring is a component of the project assembly process. They are primarily sent up in the space elevator to be used in nearly every planet-conquering application. These automated wires are highly adaptive to a wide range of power options, making them ideal for both high and low voltage. Despite their name, they are not automated, but more self-regulating for current. So, let's see how it's automated. To start off, nodes are tested to only allow the highest purity sites to be mined. A team of drill bots eagerly drill into the rock to expose the copper below.
Drilling, wait, drill, drilling is drilling, us drill, drilling, drill, us drill, drilling, us drilling, up drilling, drill, all the drilling, up drilling, drill, wait, drill.
Once a high-quality node is found, a proper miner building is placed and mining can begin. 2 copper ore miners are needed for this location. The copper ore is then belt waved, as that is the new meta. The copper ore arrives at 2 drone stations to be delivered to the processing stage. These drones may not be able to deliver a lot at once, but as the pioneer we interviewed said, they are fast as f***. The drones drop off the ore at the central lake to be further processed. The ore is transported to 40 smelters to smelt it into a more purified component known as copper ingots. You can tell it's copper because of the color. 2 belts of 600 ingots each leave the smelter array to be transported to the next station. Here, we see the copper ingots are transported via tractors. Oh, are you okay there, little guy?
Just gotta make the turn.
You got this.
I got this.
Perfect.
I did it.
It is a rough journey to the next station for sure, and a lot of the tractors don't make it. Don't fret, because they are immediately replaced with more. The ones that do make it, nothing can stop them. Not even the wildlife. The tractors arrive at the receiving station to drop off the copper ingots. Here, they are sine wave belted and distributed to 80 constructors to make spools of wire. The pioneers who constructed this station said that they had to build it up high to keep the beans out of it. But every now and then, one still finds its way up there, as they are convinced the beans can teleport. This factory turns 1,200 ingots into 2,400 wire spools, and each spool weighs 69 pounds and is approximately 42 meters long. The spools are then belted away using 4 speedy boy belts. These belts wave their way into a train station with a 4-car capacity. The train then carries the 420 tons of wire to the next destination, as it is just better than carrying them. Now off to the main processing factory. Once the train arrives, the spools are offloaded to begin the main processing for the automated wiring. Some of the wire is split off and belted to 33.33 constructors that turn it into cable. Standard fix-it wave belting also applies to stacked belts, and these pioneers stuck to those guidelines. With a quick stamp, the constructor building elongates and insulates the entire length. The empty spool then disappears from reality as we know it. No one knows where it goes, and Fix-It said that it is none of our concern. 1,000 cable is made per minute in this step, which is why they needed 2 belts to cover the output. Now that the cable is complete, one more item remains. Stators. But before we show that, Fix-It would like to take this moment to remind pioneers to avoid the wildlife at all cost. Most appear harmless and huggable, but they will unalive you very quickly. The pioneers at this factory speculate that the creatures known as Johnny are some type of cyborg designed by Fix-It for planet conquering. But they have found all that rage and anger was just due to not getting enough belly pets and treats. Johnny is friend, they say. This message brought to you by Fix-It Wildlife Agency. Now, about those stators. To begin production of the stators, these pioneers first had to find an iron-rich node. Because the iron node is located in an area quite inaccessible, a drone port is used to transport it back for processing. The other item needed is coal, and luckily there is one nearby. Every inch of belting is per Fix-It guidelines and regulations. 2 thumbs up from Fix-It. Here, the iron ore and coal come together to be blended with a ratio of 1:1. The carbon in the coal strengthen the iron to turn it into high-grade steel. These foundries stack the 225 ingots in neat little bundles for easy shipping. At the core of each ingot is a solid bubblegum core. How many licks would it take to get to the center? Even Fix-It may never know. The steel is immediately routed into 7.5 constructor buildings to be constructed into steel pipes. Since the steel ingots are still fresh from the oven hot, they are easily extruded into hollow tubes. Tubular. The steel pipe are then belted to 10 assemblers to be mixed with the remaining wire left over at the train station. Here the assemblers assemble the wire and steel pipes together by just wrapping the wire around each pipe. Then boom, what comes out the other side is 50 stators per minute. With the stators now complete, they are belted along with the cable to the final destination. But the final station is quite a ways away over very uneven terrain, so these pioneers opted to just belt them the 3 kilometers to the last part of the factory. Here we see the Fix-It approved noodle belts that are the only authorized belting manner when going vertical. Go noodle belt go. These pioneers worked endlessly to ensure these wave belts made it to their destination. Lives were lost. There were many failed runs. But eventually, these pioneers made it. At the final station, 20 assembler buildings mix 50 stators and 1,000 cables to make 50 automated wiring per minute. The belts are arranged in such a way that the automated wiring bundles have time to dry in the sunlight before being transported off-planet. They are gathered in a large truck that can ford the water. These trucks are perfectly suited to drive through the shallows with only a few getting swept away every now and then. The trucks arrive at the receiving station at Paradise Island and are immediately offloaded. Paradise Island is a protected habitat and is the perfect place for a space elevator. Here, the automated wiring are belted to a storage unit awaiting the next transport to arrive. From orbit, they are distributed amongst all Fix-It controlled space. And that is how automated wiring is, well, automated. These pioneers used only the purest of materials, and for that, can produce a decent amount of automated wiring for Fix-It. Building a factory such as this wasn't too difficult, they said, but it left them wired. Thank you all so much for the support and suggestions. If this was your first episode, be sure to check out the whole playlist of how it's automated, and if you want to see more, hit that subscribe button. And most importantly, keep it efficient, pioneers.